and ancestors for the spirit and energy that allows for OSCO to provide educational opportunities. The Mississauga Nation has a strong story about their heritage and history. Like them, OSCO represents all of our elders, their stories, and these stories serve as our legacy. Thank you and welcome.
So before I go further, we do want to acknowledge some of our board members who've arrived. Valerie Wayne Smith is sitting here. She's the chair of the board. There's a gentleman with his glasses uplifted who is snapping photos. That is our treasurer, Ken Schaefer. In front of Ken Schaefer is this lovely lady with this fringed skirt, and this is Sharon Mooney, our vice chair. We have the chair of our education committee, which is vital to the success, Ellen Yaknin. She's over here. Have I missed anybody at this point? No? Okay, I'll catch up. Now, there's a small rule in OSCO. You snooze, you lose. So if you're coming late to your speaking engagement, we are very precise on timing with these events, as staff and others who've attended our conferences know. The Honorable MP Roman Baber has not yet arrived? Okay. Then he takes the honorable seat last. We will give him his space. But with this, I also would like to introduce and welcome PA Daisy Y, Parliamentary Assistant to the Minister for Seniors and Accessibility, the Honorable Raymond Cho. PAY has been a strong advocate for seniors across Ontario, and we're honored to have her join us today. Please join me in welcoming her to bring greetings on behalf of the provincial government. And one of the things that probably, because she's so busy, she hasn't yet signed up for, is our Super Abilities and You program. And these are for older adults who get acquired disabilities, have never had a disability to live with, and the barriers come up with ageism, and we have an 8-week program to teach them how to thumb their nose at that accessibility issue and move forward. Please join me in welcoming Daisy.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth. Good afternoon, Patrick, and good afternoon to all our guests in here. Good afternoon to all the friends. Like all of you, I have my silver hair, and I'm so proud to be in the group. I am Daisy Y. I am the MPP for Richmond Hill, and I'm also the Parliamentary Assistant for the Ontario Minister for Seniors and Accessibility, Minister Raymond Cho. I'm really proud to be working together with him and alongside him. He has been busy this week with another event, very busy all this time. He's busy right now in Scarborough. But thank you very much for inviting me to be part of the launch of this Ontario Society of Senior Citizens Organizations Knowledge Space. This is great. I like the name, Knowledge Space. In fact, most of our seniors have all the knowledge already. That's why, in fact, I did presented one of my private member bill is to honor the experience of our seniors because they have a lot of experience to share. Well, as Minister Cho's like to say, social isolation is enemy number one for our seniors. When we're getting to a specific age, we sometimes like to just stay home, but we didn't realize that gives us the social isolation. When our seniors are isolated, they are more likely to suffer poor mental and physical health and are more likely to become the victims of abuse. This is why this space is so fantastic, and thank you very much to all the board members, to every one of you working so hard to make this possible. Whether it is helping seniors to build new skills or to develop new connections, this space helps our senior to not only survive but to thrive in today's challenging world. Our government is working hard to expand the number of ways that seniors can stay connected in our communities. We're adding nearly 117 new seniors active living centers since 2023 and giving out over 300 seniors community grants every year. Even with these kinds of historical investment, we all know that it truly takes all of us working together to help and support our seniors. When we all work together, we can help our seniors to stay active, fit, and socially connected. And when this happens, we all benefit and we end up with a stronger community. Especially now, when we're facing the incredible uncertainty caused by Donald Trump's tariffs, it is so important for us to ensure that we come together as a community. Because when we are united, when we make sure that everyone is given the dignity and respect they deserve, then we can stand united. On behalf of our Premier Doug Ford and our whole government, thank you again for inviting me here today and for all that you're doing to help support our seniors. And before I go, I just want to, on behalf of Minister Joe, give you a gift of life that you will all benefit from. He gave me this gift, and I'm asked to pass that on to everyone here. This is what he said. In order to keep you healthy, not only with a smiling face, he said after doing this, receiving this gift, the ladies will be more beautiful, the men will be more handsome. And that's what he gave to me, and I'll give it to you. But then I want everyone to give it to each other following what I've just did, okay? What he did is say, every morning, look into the mirror, give yourself a smile, and then from the bottom of your tummy, just push out the air. And when you do that, you exercise your lungs, you exercise everything internally, and you exercise your facial expression. That's why you'll be happier, you'll be prettier, and you'll be more handsome. That's what he's saying. In front of the mirror, just say very loud with a smile. Ha ha! Ha ha ha! Okay, next time when you meet Minister Joe, just thank him for the gift. Thank you very much.
I'd like to thank PA Daisy White for being here, but before she leaves, we actually do have a real gift for her to take and read in her spare time. A little bit about OSCO, but one of the projects we did years ago was to teach older people the importance of storytelling, because that's what we do. These are fiction or not in some cases. They're like a box of chocolate. 1,200 words per story. And we hope you enjoy this and get to know us a little bit more along the way. Thank you.
Thank you.
So this is a storybook written by seniors, and the biggest challenge was that senior advisory committee was to select for 300 applications across Ontario. We were hoping we would get 25 good ones, but when you have 300, it becomes extremely challenging to select the best of the best.
Thank you so much. I will enjoy the chocolate.
I'm now pleased to welcome PA Sharif Sabawi, Parliamentary Assistant to the Minister of Labour, Immigration, Training and Skills Development. PA Sabawi has long supported workforce development and community engagement across Ontario, which is near and dear to us. We were lucky enough to get nearly $1 million funding from the Trillium Foundation years ago, and we put through 1,900 people to teach them self-sufficiency and how to find work. Now that may not seem like a challenge for many, but they're between the ages of 55 and 70, and the trick to getting into this program was you had to be unemployed for 18 to 36 months, and you had to receive no government assistance. So we made sure that we taught them the skills to go forward. We're glad to have MP Sabawi today with us. Please join me in welcoming him and to bring greetings on behalf of the provincial government.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the introduction. I'm really delighted to be here today. And in regards to the Trading Fund, there is a reason why we push to do funding for this, because generally statistics say that if you stayed unemployed for 2 years, most probably, and you are of course in a government assist, most probably would stay on this government assist the rest of your working age. So we are trying to try different tricks to make sure that people continue trying to pursue a job, stay in the discipline of the job, and stay productive for their families and for themselves and for their health and mental health as well. Now, in regards to today's meeting, I'm very happy that my colleague Daisy touched base about the knowledge transfer, and there's a wealth of experience and seniors, and we would love to see this experience transferred to the younger age, because there's lots of lesson learned and even industry tricks, like when you go and work along the side of somebody in the trades, like some senior trade person, mechanic for example, he built like a knowledge of tricks, and those tricks are shortcuts and do things faster and more accurate, and this is learned experience. Like nobody must really teach him that. He just learned it across 20 years, 25 years of experience, and we hope that this kid get transferred for somebody. My background is IT. I've been in IT for 39 years this year. I'm an IT professor in George Brown. And I work for many of the big companies. I manage big networks, including HSBC and CIBC. And knowledge transfer is very, very important. The experience is very, very important. It accumulates over years, and seniors have wealth of that. And we would love to transfer this. And I was very honored to work with Minister McNaughton in this, 2019, when we pushed the Working for Workers series of bills, Working for Worker 1, Working for Worker 2, Worker 3, and so on. Now we are in Workers for Workers 5. Every time we try to improve the working environment, improve the working condition, improve the accessibility to get a professional job. This week I will be 30 years in Canada. This week. And when I came to Canada, the Canadian experience was the biggest word. So if you don't have the Canadian experience, no matter what you have, like I was 28 years old at the time, 29, 27, whatever, and I had 9 years of experience. So every time I put my resume and they go for an interview, they would say, oh my God, like how come you did all that? And when it comes to the Canadian, do we have a reference Canadian experience? Then it vanished. So we did work in that, and since we came in 2018, and in 2019 we introduced the first bill, which was in the Working for Workers, which was Working for Workers 1, which eliminated the 2 years of Canadian experience from the credential system in Ontario. So imagine like we have an engineer who have been 20 years or 15 years experience working for big projects, much bigger than maybe he will ever work in Canada with, from anywhere in the world, and he come here and they say, well, your experience is good, but we need 2 years of Canadian experience. So he ended up working as a supervisor in a site or something for 2 years, if he was lucky to find that. Some engineers finished their certifications and they stayed trying to seek that 2 years for 8 years, which is very disappointing for the immigrant, very disappointing because there is a shortage in the field for skills, and it's very disappointing for the government because most probably will end up having to be in support from the government. We have to help them and their families. So it's a win-win-win situation to get some people as fast as possible to their profession so that they meet the need for the families and they have the proudness to be Canadians like me. So with that said, I'm going to be around to answer any questions if you have any questions for me, and I have some notes on behalf of the Minister Vicini, the Minister of Labor, Immigration, Training and Skills Development. My name is Sharif Sabawi. I'm the Mississauga Area Mills MP. Of the working this just an more than you.
State. There my
I'm proud to represent your local MPP, the Honorable Michael Kersner. Unfortunately, Michael wasn't able to attend today, but wanted me to share a few remarks from him. Michael takes to heart everything that makes our York Centre so incredible. Our seniors build our province, and we will always be there for all of them. During the pandemic, we were reminded of the importance of overcoming challenges and the need to protect our seniors, each and every one of them. It was an unprecedented time, and providing care for our seniors became more difficult than ever. The Ontario Society for Senior Citizens organization operated tirelessly through the COVID-19 pandemic and now stands stronger for this incredible work. The OSSCO staff remains strong and went above and beyond for the residents, truly showing courage and resilience we value in Ontario and in our York Centre. Today we celebrate their next chapter, opening the OSSCO Knowledge Space, which will help to provide further programming and care for our wonderful seniors that will encourage safe, confident, and independent aging in our communities. Their classes will help to keep our seniors engaged and healthy, with skills to help them navigate our ever-evolving world. Everyone here with us today, staff, caretakers, residents, family and friends, and especially our wonderful seniors, represent this collective resilience to stand adversity and to become better. Thank you all for having me speak today, and Michael and I look forward to all of the incredible work that will continue here. From my family to yours, I wish you all a safe, happy, and healthy summer. Thank you, merci, and miigwech. So, I'm over.
Oh my goodness.
As the MPP, well, not me, but you know. As the MPP for York Centre, I wish to extend my sincere congratulations to the Ontario Society of Senior Citizen Organization in recognition of the official launch of the OSSCO's Knowledge Space. I would like to honor and recognize nearly 4 decades of OSSCO's service in promoting and safeguarding the well-being of Canadians aged 55 plus. That's me too. Just letting you know I can get that book. Here in York Centre. This is a milestone occasion, and I wish OSSCO future success. Our seniors build our province. We will always be there for them. Sincerely, Honourable Michael S. Kersner, MPP for York Centre. That's for you.
Thank you very much. My staff know that I don't accept gifts often and very well because I'm modest. But thank you so much. This will go up on one of our walls so that people see it as they come in. We're not letting you leave empty-handed, however. We have a package for you and Shoshana for having come here.
That's so
and
nice.
thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A little bit out of order, but what the heck, we're amongst friends. So with this, I'd like to welcome the Honourable MP Roman Baber, who is the current Member of Parliament for York Region, located here in wonderful Midtown called North York. I live here too. MP Baber is a Member of Parliament Standing Committee on Justice and Human Rights. But if you don't recognize him in the role as MP, federal representative, it's because he was previously represented at York Region in the provincial legislature, so he has many friends today that he's seen from 2018 to 2020. Called to the bar in 2006 as a lawyer, he practiced commercial and insurance litigation, always a skill necessary for government, until his election to the provincial legislation. MP Baber is a graduate of W.L. Mackenzie, earned a bachelor from York University and a law school at Western. We talk about immigrants making a difference. He was born and lived in the Soviet Union before moving to Israel, and then later immigrated to Canada in 1995, where he settled in directly in the heart of York Centre, Bathurst and Shepherd. On a personal note, he loves the city of Toronto. He says he's an avid fan, but especially an avid fan of Subways and the Raptors. So please join me in welcoming our MP Baber to bring greetings on behalf of the government. Well, almost government. He's on the other side of the bench.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Dear friends, thank you very much. I apologize for being a little behind. Someone should really do something about the traffic in the city. I guess our municipal counterpart isn't here, but he sends greetings. It's Councillor Pasternak, who's also a supporter. As Elizabeth mentioned, my name is Roman Baber. I'm your federal member of parliament for this district, which is called York Centre. Toronto used to be called York, and for some reason we're in the center of it right now. Thank you for this kind invitation. Today we celebrate the opening of the center that recognizes something important, which is that learning never really stops. This Knowledge Center recognizes the wisdom, experience, and continued potential of our senior community. The programs that the OSSCO is launching here will provide valuable skills to many members of our community. When a senior completes their first computer workshop, they gain the ability to stay connected to their family and friends. Cybersecurity programs help us protect seniors from fraud and phishing schemes. Holistic nutrition is very important. Mediation class is something I welcome very much and might avail myself from as well. Photography workshops are wonderful. To our senior citizens today, you've contributed enormously to our community over the years, for which we have you to thank. You deserve opportunities to keep learning and growing and staying engaged. To the staff and volunteers, I'm sincerely grateful for your contribution to our community and to serving our community. I hope the center serves as a model for other communities, a place where seniors feel supported, where learning never stops, and where seniors have an opportunity to remain engaged and purposeful. Thank you very much. Welcome to York Center, and I'm sincerely grateful for you having me here today. Congratulations.
Thank you. And with this, I'm going to turn it over. We're almost through the formalities, and we had one of our computer students make these two beautiful trays of buttery crust tarts from scratch. She's just amazing. If anything else, we will never end our computer programs, not because our trainers are amazing, but because we get spoiled. In the back, I'll also point out a board member, Rick Honeyford, has joined. You can wait back here. And I will turn the mic over to Valerie to read on behalf of OSCO. Would you like to do this seated, or do you want to have?
No, I can't stand.
You can stand? Okay.
Just wobbly.
Wobbly. Wobbly is always good.
Well, yeah, so you don't expect me not to fall over.
There are many YouTubes with wobbly people and cats.
Okay.
Yes. Well, we have wheels. They're locked, so we're good.
That's all right. You got enough people here to pick me up if I fall over.
There we go.
I'll yell loud enough so everybody knows, okay?
All right. Would you like me to hold the mic?
No, it's okay. Oh, do I need to use it? Yeah, you hold it. Okay, well, I didn't expect to do this, but I'm glad I, because you got a great bunch looking at you. And I'm so happy to see all the people that I haven't seen for a while. Anyway, ready? On behalf of the OSCO board and staff, thank you for coming today. Evolution and growth can be challenging, but an event in 2024 truly tested us and sparked OSCO's vision for a knowledge space. From that event, a powerful demonstration of endurance and resilience emerged. The staff moved into a temporary office space. While dealing with that experience, they remained committed so that the seniors community still had an opportunity to learn. Twice a week, digital learners shared the cramped quarters with the staff. OSCO's annual Seniors Conference, the only conference free of charge to seniors, went forward, providing seniors with knowledge about the law, legal protections, and how to live free from the elder abuse of 55. The concept of a knowledge space is cutting edge for our sectors. Our site was structured to represent a space where learners arrive with some level of understanding on a topic but their goal is to upgrade that knowledge or find info for problem solving as they age. This makes OSCO's knowledge space unique from the traditional learning. When developing or sourcing content, OSCO staff takes into account the learner's understanding of the subject matter. We engage the learners in active learning through discussion and analysis of content. Finally, we incorporate a social component in the learning process, using direct interaction and conversations with experts and peers. The knowledge space is a special place for lifelong learning and to gain new skills to remain self-sufficient, be financially secure, and live safely in community. And as you can see, I'm a senior myself, so I really appreciate these. I'm getting up there, but I'm not going to stop yet.
You're welcome. And so I get the pleasure of wrapping up and pointing out some people along the way. For people who look at Valerie, I just want to come back, and this is why it's important with the Minister of Seniors and Accessibility. People look at gray hair, and yes, thank you for those that are joining the club. There'll be many more of us on the horizon, and the dye industry will be losing clients. But having said that, when you look at a person like Valerie, the first thing you automatically come up with is ageist. We're not realizing that Valerie walks too because of a back surgery going wrong, of a recent concussion that left her with partial hearing loss.
Yeah, I'm doing well.
And doing extremely well. So this is what we talk about acquired disability. So thank you for coming in and celebrating with us today. Before we wrap up, I'd like to acknowledge some people. I'm going to start off with personal biases. Everybody here has contributed in some way or participated in our amazing journey. Jamie Sue and I have known each other professionally for close to 30 years. And we teach people, and Jamie's involved now to teach people how to deal with loneliness and social isolation, because it's a learned skill. And it's a forgotten skill. So if you are over the age of 45, go home and reflect on how many people you've not kept in touch with over the years. Approximately 8 years ago, as I mentioned, through a Trillium-funded project called Enhancing Economic Opportunities, and to thank Trillium for giving us nearly $1 million, I met Mazier and Sarah. Can I get the wave? I see Mazier, and I see Sarah. There we go. All right. And they came for a job search and networking program. And just as MPP Zabawi mentioned, if you're a newcomer to Canada, it is very difficult to get, and they did not at that time have the legislation that he referred to. They also came back for another program to start a business, and that we had Mark Adler help do with the training. After that program, Mazier established the Atlantic Technology Training and Trading Inc. Mouthful. Don't know why he chose the name, except to make it difficult in speeches, but that's fine. Since then, they have written for OSCO several digital learning programs between 2017 and today. So we'll have to take at least a year and a half out for our friend COVID. They have touched more than 2,000 seniors. And these people have taken 1 out of 4 programs that they designed for us that are now available through the Jamaican Canadian Association, Caribbean Seniors Club, at OSCO or Polycultural Center in Scarborough. The Enhancing Economic Opportunities for Older Workers also benefited 1,900 chronically unemployed workers between the ages of 50 to 70. 25% used our training, and they invested in us was 16 hours. Jamie was part of our first phase in the training process. And 25% found a job on their own without any extra help. And others took longer than 3 months, but they're still gig jobbing it, and they're on their feet. Seniors grants are an invaluable resource to advance learning and interaction for seniors. The recent New Horizon for Seniors grant called Safeguarding Seniors involved the Senior Advisory Committee members that guided it to completion. Can I have a show of hands who was on that SAC? So Juliet's here. We have others from that SAC group, Louisa, and a few others online. The goal for that project was to train seniors as volunteers in Ontario, across Ontario, to deliver elder abuse awareness in their own communities. because who does it best but the peers? More than 149 volunteers from Essex County to Ottawa were trained. And Subhash is here as one of those who has been doing the training. Thank you to Sarah, again, show of hands, Sarah in the back, for writing the trainer guide for that program, training all the trainers that went through the program across Ontario, and the workshops that were delivered as follow-ups and pilots to individual seniors. But that project became intergenerational. And for this, I'm going to ask a young man who's in my office to come out to be recognized. When you watch these videos, which we're going to put on after 1:30, and there's 6 of them, they deal with all 7 types of elder abuse, how to recognize it, and resolution. I'd like to thank Parsa. Is he here? Okay, show of hand for Parsa. So Parsa is a George Brown student. He's just graduated. But in the process, he became the director, the writer of the scripts. He was a talent recruiter who recruited our youngest talent, which is Murray, somewhere in the back. Here, he's moved to the front. There's Murray. And our oldest was Mr. Hassan, who was in his late 60s. Those videos are incredible. They got the parameters from our senior advisory committee. The executive director bowed out and just saw the finished product as it was moving forward. It was amazing. This learning project that we're working on today for the next New Horizon for Seniors 1 is going to teach older people how to connect with others and reduce the risk of loneliness and social isolation. It is planned to reach 200 seniors across Ontario, but the limit on our Zoom is 1,000 per class. I'd also like to take a moment to thank our staff, Ying Xuan Su, who's on a much-needed vacation, Patrick Thomas, who is our educational program associate, Lynn Kavanaugh, who handles relationships and events, and Kalas Safdar, who's been our intern for the second summer and supporter excellence for all their contributions and commitments. We reach more than 129,000 seniors through our 4 program streams with just 3.1 full-time equivalent. Think about that, what you can do. But it hasn't been an easy year with us. The event that was referred to was a fire. Somebody set the synagogue at the base of our building a block away on fire, and our staff literally had to leave and exit a burning building. And the work that all these people do with the challenges that they have been put forward is amazing. We call it magic. Last year, 129,000 seniors learned through our 4 learning streams. I'd like to also take the time to thank the board for their support and encourage me in what the staff call my office as Imagineering. So we have this great ideas and concepts, and somehow we engineer and pull them all together. I'd like to thank our supporters, our donors, our sponsors, advertisers, and exhibitors whose financial support is key to our success, as we have no core funding. If we don't bring the money in, we don't exist. I'd like to thank our volunteers. Can I get hands up for volunteers? Everybody's volunteered for us. Because they make sure the guest experience is key to our success. And that the experience is awesome and people want to come back. Thank you to all of our dignitaries today for taking the time out of your busy schedule and helping us with the launch of our knowledge space. It's a recognition of a different type of skills learning for older adults. And I'd also like to thank all of our guests who are here today in celebration. There's a lot of people behind what we do. But I'm going to sign off and say thank you very much, and everybody can wander around and mix and mingle. Behind Jeanette and Bradley, we have some information about OSCO. Take as much as what you want to go home. We have some more information kits along the way. But what we're going to do is some housekeeping. Before we get it, housekeeping may be important. People need washrooms. I'm sorry. And the food and beverage station. So we have 2 wonderful things. So the first was this platter of goodies that arrived. A reminder that everything served today is made in Ontario. We did showcase and highlight some sample tastes of Ontario because as I and trainers went across Ontario for experiences, we stopped and noshed and picked up things, and we thought you should share with us along the way. Our food and beverage station is right behind the glass doors. The food is going to be put in the reception area, and we do have the lovely Tara who's going to help food provide it. The desserts and fruit are in our partnership, empowerment, and learning room. And because, as I said, seniors are adventurers, it's never about the destination, it's along the journey. So we've highlighted some of these things that we found. These items, I must make very clear, are not sponsored by anybody. We have relationships with people, and they continue to pass our newsletters and good information into their communities, because we can't be with 3.1 full-time equivalent in all places at once. Washroom keys are on the gray cabinet in the main area. There's one men's key, there are two women's keys, and we can start the food as soon as I received a surprise today. OSCO not only has a logo, OSCO not only has a brand, but we have a song. That is an original piece of music.
Are we ready?
We're ready. It's yours.
Okay, so I tried to write a song for OSCO. Okay, and let's see what happens. Test technology. Okay.
In a world that's always changing, you help us find our way. With kindness and with knowledge, you brighten up our days. From tech to healthy living, you show us how to grow. With every voice included, you make sure we all know we are small but mighty, standing tall and proud. Together we lift each other, we say it clear and loud. OSCO is our family, where every soul can shine. With learning, love, and laughter, we rise up every time. Elizabeth leads with vision, her heart is at the core. Lynn brings life to every space and opens every door. King builds up our programs, Patrick lights the way. Khaled keeps it moving strong, each and every day. Yes, we're small but mighty, hear our joyful sound. From seniors finding purpose to futures being found, OSCO is our family, where wisdom lights the flame.
Khalid,
No matter where
Lynn?
we come from,
Where's Lynn? Come on in.
we're learning just the same.
And Elizabeth, this is the OSCO family. Come on, guys. Ying, I'm sure she's watching. She's been yes.
Our members to every voice that's shining through. We're building bridges hand in hand. Together we will always stand. We are small but mighty.
Small but mighty.
Together we belong. Empowered through education.
back that I didn't catch, because without them, we can't succeed. As good as we are small and mighty, we have many legs and feet. In the back, we have Richard Bordeaux, our photography class. Now, it isn't an ordinary photography class. We got stuck with COVID. Who remembers COVID? And so Richard was doing our computer training, but what happened was we couldn't meet in person. So we tried it online. For us, it didn't work. It's not our style. But what Richard said, let me do the photography class and let me have people use a new technology called cell phones. And the more digital technology you're comfortable with, the less frightening the future is. So we continued with that. That was our premise. And next to him is the lovely Caroline Bordeaux with Raven. And Caroline developed for us a program called Your New Superpowers and You. And this program is an 8-week program to teach you how to live with acquired disabilities. Because if you have arthritis, you had an injury at some point that finally caught up with you. It's not age. It took that time to develop. So what are your new superpowers and how do you do it? It's an 8-week program, but it always gets extended to 10 because there's more conversation about rights and programs and processes that they need. We have Rosalind Benatar, who has joined us, and she follows something that people don't think about as we get older, is taking care of ourselves. We don't run programs like senior centers, but we do remind people that there are senior centers. So if you want to do a yoga class or a nutrition class, that's where you go. Our job is to teach you the value of it, to remind you and build on your understanding so that you will age well. And with that, I'd like to say thank you to everybody. And I believe the food station is open. Excellent. We have brought some wines from Healy Island, personal favorite, from Kingsville. We have found a new place called Matron Brewery in a little town, it was not even a little town called Bloomfield. There was a dirt patch road that said, hang on to your seat because you'll lose your teeth. And so we have that, and we have a lot of non-alcoholic, again, products from across Ontario and things to do. So Washington Keys, we know, in the main center area is the food, the beverage stations behind, and if you believe in life like I do at this point, start with dessert. Go to the middle center, and life is, exactly, life is short, eat dessert first. Katharine Hepburn. So you can start in there. And thank you everybody for coming. I did forget to give Roman his marching orders. So what happens is he's federal. And this book was written by seniors about what life was like before the federal Medicare programming. And we talk about healthcare provincially because that's where it's implemented. But if the feds don't get involved. So this is a really good book. U of T students love it. But it was written by seniors for seniors and to remind government about the importance of keeping health care so we're all age well together. And thank you again for coming.
Bravo. Excellent. Thank my sister. She made me pull up close from my wardrobe. My sister lives in Rice. Sure. I would like to, I know you're leaving, but on your way out, I'd like to introduce Nazir and Sarah, because that to me is a success story. They came to this program, and Jane has been doing only 100,000. Then we got another 750 to build on that trillion.
Hi, how are you? I haven't seen you. Nice to meet you in a long time. I put your suitcase and your walker in the middle office. I don't know whose office that is, but I was told to put it there. Eventually, yeah.
Good morning. You say thank you for joining our live stream.
So you're still in office?
And thank you for joining our live stream today. And I hope you look us up under www.onssco.org for our upcoming programs and events, including our seniors conference on September the 10th in Toronto.